think a penny can't change your life? Think again. Some Lincoln wheat pennies hiding in your old coin jar could be worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. From ultra-rare mint errors to pennies pulled during wartime, these aren't just coins, they're secret treasures waiting to be discovered. Don't blink, you might miss the rarest penny in American history. Smash that like button, subscribe, and let's uncover the hidden gold in your copper. The 1936 Lincoln wheat penny is more than just a piece of copper, it's a tangible link to a pivotal era in American history. Minted during the Great Depression, this coin witnessed a nation grappling with economic hardship, yet striving for resilience and recovery. Holding one is like holding a fragment of that enduring spirit. At first glance, the 1936 penny might seem common, with over 309 million struck at the Philadelphia Mint alone. However, it's within this vast number that rare gems are hidden, coins that, due to exceptional preservation or unique errors, have become highly sought after by collectors. One of the most intriguing aspects of the 1936 penny is the doubled die obverse (DDO) error. This occurs when the coin's design is impressed twice onto the die, slightly offset, resulting in noticeable doubling on the coin itself. In the 1936 DDO, this doubling is most prominent on the date and the inscriptions "In God We Trust and Liberty." Spotting such a coin can be thrilling, as its value far exceeds that of a regular penny. Beyond the DDO, collectors also hunt for other error varieties from 1936. These include repunched mint marks, RPMs, where the mint mark appears more than once due to a misaligned punch, and broadstrike errors, where the coin is struck without the restraining collar, causing it to spread out more than usual. Such anomalies not only pique interest but also significantly increase a coin's value. Color and luster play a crucial role in a coin's appeal. The most coveted 1936 pennies are those with a red RD designation, indicating they have retained their original reddish hue. Over time, copper coins tend to darken, so finding a 1936 penny with its original red shine is rare and valuable. Grading is another critical factor. Coins are assessed on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers indicating better preservation. A 1936 penny graded MS67 RD, mint state 67 red, is considered exceptional. Such coins exhibit sharp details, minimal marks, and vibrant color, making them prime candidates for high auction prices. In fact, one such 1936 penny achieved a staggering $75,000 at auction. This wasn't just due to its grade but also its impeccable eye appeal and rarity. It's a testament to how a seemingly ordinary coin can become a treasure when preserved meticulously. Collectors often turn to reputable grading services like PCGS and NGC to authenticate and grade their coins. These organizations provide standardized assessments, ensuring buyers and sellers have confidence in a coin's quality and value. The 1936 penny also offers a fascinating glimpse into the minting practices of the time. The presence of multiple error types suggests that quality control measures were still evolving, making this year particularly rich for error collectors. For those interested in starting their own collection, the 1936 penny is an excellent choice. It's accessible, with many examples available at affordable prices, yet it also offers the excitement of hunting for rare varieties and high-grade specimens. Engaging with the coin collecting community can enhance this experience. Online forums, local clubs, and coin shows provide opportunities to learn, share discoveries, and even trade coins. The shared passion among collectors fosters a sense of camaraderie and continuous learning. Educational resources abound for budding numismatists. Books, online articles, and videos delve into the intricacies of coin grading, error identification, and historical context, enriching one's appreciation for coins like the 1936 penny. Preservation is key. Proper storage in acid-free holders, away from moisture and extreme temperatures, ensures that coins maintain their condition and value over time. The thrill of the hunt is ever present. Whether sifting through pocket change, exploring estate sales, or purchasing rolls of pennies. The possibility of uncovering a valuable 1936 penny adds excitement to the hobby. The 1936 Lincoln Wheat penny embodies a rich tapestry of history, artistry, and the allure of discovery. Its journey from a common coin to a potential $75,000 treasure underscores the magic of numismatics. For collectors and enthusiasts alike, it serves as a reminder that sometimes, extraordinary value lies hidden in the most unassuming places. While many collectors focus on the obvious doubled die examples, there are also subtle varieties from 1936 that can fetch impressive premiums. Minor die cracks, cuts, and even lamination errors have been recorded, making this year's penny one of the most interesting for error hunters. Imagine pulling out a 1936 penny from your change jar and realizing under magnification that the word liberty appears slightly doubled. That small detail could mean the difference between a common penny and one worth several $1,000s. That's the magic hidden in these tiny coins. Not all valuable 1936 pennies are pristine mint red. In fact, even coins that have toned into beautiful rainbow hues can be highly desirable. Some collectors are willing to pay a premium for unique, naturally toned coins, especially if the colors are vibrant and the surfaces remain clean. If you ever find a 1936 penny with full, sharp wheat stalks on the reverse and minimal signs of handling, you're holding something special. Many pennies from this year show considerable wear, even in the fields between the design elements, due to the hard economic times when every cent counted. When evaluating your 1936 penny, pay attention to the date and mint mark placement. Certain minor shifts and styles in the way numbers were punched can signify rare varieties. Collectors use detailed guides and overlays to help spot these small but valuable differences. YouTube coin hunters often highlight the excitement of finding wheat pennies from the 1930s. Channels like Couch Collectibles and Treasure Town have shared stories of viewers discovering valuable 1936 DDO pennies in old collections and even in Coinstar reject trays. Another key aspect is strike quality. Some 1936 cents were weakly struck due to aging dies. A sharply struck coin, with full detail on Lincoln's coat and beard, is significantly rarer and more desirable to advanced collectors. An uncirculated 1936 penny in MS67 red condition is a true showstopper. Coins at this level not only command sky-high prices but also represent the absolute pinnacle of minting quality for the year. Very few survive, and each auction appearance is an event. Interestingly, 1936 also saw a small handful of proof coins made for collectors. These proofs are much rarer than their business strike counterparts and exhibit mirror-like surfaces with sharp details. Finding one of these in pristine condition can change a collector's fortune overnight. A circulated 1936 wheat penny might only be worth a few cents to a few dollars, but add in a rare mint error or a proof strike, and suddenly you're looking at values skyrocketing into the tens of thousands. Another fascinating feature about the 1936 penny is the story it tells about America's transition. The optimism of Roosevelt's New Deal programs was taking hold, and the country was slowly lifting itself out of the Great Depression. These coins were part of everyday life for families scraping together pennies. For many numismatists, the appeal of the 1936 penny goes beyond just monetary value. It's about the history, the artistry, and the thrill of owning a tangible piece of the past, something that once passed through the hands of Americans nearly a century ago. Collectors often form personal connections with their coins, and a 1936 penny could easily have a unique story. Perhaps it was saved by a child starting their first penny board, or hidden in a desk drawer for generations before being rediscovered. Auction records for 1936 pennies show how unpredictable the market can be. While common specimens move modestly, exceptional pieces can spark bidding wars, often surprising even seasoned dealers with the final hammer price. Another hidden gem among 1936 pennies are off-center strikes. Depending on the degree of misalignment, off-center errors can dramatically increase a coin's value, especially if the date remains visible, making it highly collectible. Educational videos have played a huge role in making the 1936 penny a star. Tutorials explaining how to spot double dies and other errors have empowered thousands of amateur collectors to examine their coins more carefully, and sometimes stumble into life-changing finds. One overlooked aspect of the 1936 penny is its metal composition. Made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, these coins have intrinsic metal value too. Though small, it adds another layer of interest for copper collectors and investors. There's a special satisfaction in adding a high-grade 1936 Lincoln wheat cent to your collection. It represents not just a smart acquisition, but a journey through American history and craftsmanship. Every nick, every preserved line on Lincoln's face tells a story. Coin grading companies sometimes offer special pedigree labels for coins with notable provenance. If a 1936 penny comes from a famous collection or is associated with a historical discovery, it can carry additional prestige. Have you ever looked at an old penny and thought, it's just 1 cent? What if I told you that one dusty little 1929 wheat penny, a coin most people toss into drawers or ignore completely, sold at auction for over $100,000? Yes. 1 cent. 6 figures. Right now, that same coin could be hiding in your home. In an old family collection. In a forgotten drawer. Or maybe, just maybe, already in your hand. But here's the twist, only a handful of people know what makes this specific 1929 penny so valuable. And by the end of this video, you'll be one of them. Let's start at the beginning. The year is 1929. Wall Street crashes. The Great Depression begins. Jobs are lost. Banks close. But even in that chaos, the U.S. Mint quietly continued production of the humble Lincoln wheat cent, never imagining that nearly a century later, one of those coins would become a numismatic treasure. The 1929 penny was struck in 2 locations, Philadelphia and San Francisco. Most were circulated heavily, used in grocery stores, train stations, and payphones during one of America's darkest economic times. But a few, just a few, escaped the clutches of time. They were tucked away, untouched. And some of them, incredibly, remained in mint state condition. That's where the story changes. One 1929 wheat penny, discovered in near-perfect condition, graded MS67 read by PCGS, made headlines when it sold for a record-breaking $105,800 at auction. A coin that once bought a loaf of bread during the Depression is now worth more than a luxury SUV. So, what made this penny so valuable? First, condition. The vast majority of 1929 pennies were circulated and worn down. Finding one with full mint luster, strong strike, and flawless surfaces is like finding a time capsule. Second, color. Collectors prize red cents, those that have retained their original fiery copper tone. Most old pennies have darkened over time. But if yours still shines with that minty orange-red glow, it could be worth a fortune. Third, rarity at high grade. Plenty of 1929 pennies exist. But in MS67 red? Only one known. And when there's only one, collectors will pay anything. Now think about it, how many old pennies have passed through your hands over the years? How many have you stashed away in jars, never to be looked at again? One of them could be this penny. Let's talk mint marks. If you see a small S below the date, that means it was minted in San Francisco, the scarcer version of the 1929 cent. Combine that with perfect surfaces and bold copper shine, and you might be holding a 5 or 6 figure coin. But the Philadelphia version, which has no mint mark, can also bring in serious money, especially if it shows rare mint errors. That's right, there are 1929 wheat pennies with striking errors like off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, and doubling. Some of these flaws turn a $1 penny into a $10,000 collector's item. Even more exciting? These errors were rarely documented back then. So when one surfaces now, it's a big deal. But here is where most people go wrong. They clean their coins. Please, don't do it. One swipe with a cloth, one dip in a cleaner, and you can lose tens of thousands of dollars in value instantly. Instead, If you think your 1929 wheat penny might be valuable, handle it by the edges, store it safely, and get it graded by PCGS or NGC. A professional grade isn't just a label, it's your coin's passport to the big leagues. Because when collectors see MS66 red or MS67 red on a certified slab, they know they're looking at a unicorn. Now let's look at the auction scene. The rare coin market is heating up. With gold and silver prices fluctuating, investors are looking for historical, tangible assets, and high-grade coins like the 1929 wheat penny are in demand more than ever. Coin shows, online auctions, and private sales have seen prices triple for top-tier coins in the last few years. And the 1929 penny sits right at the center of that storm. Collectors aren't just paying for metal. They're buying history. A coin that survived the Great Depression. That tells a story of resilience, scarcity, and survival. That's what makes the 1929 wheat penny so compelling. It's not just a coin, it's a symbol. So now the question is, what's hiding in your collection? Now let's talk about something that surprises even seasoned collectors, how few high-grade 1929 wheat pennies actually exist. Remember, this was the start of the Great Depression. Coins were used, reused, and worn into the ground. People didn't save them. They spent them to survive. That means the vast majority of 1929 cents are heavily circulated, scratched, darkened, and dinged from years of use. So when a gleaming, untouched copper cent surfaces from that era, collectors go absolutely wild. And rightly so. Because the population report for MS67 red 1929 wheat pennies stands out just one coin. That's it. And it already sold. But the second one? It hasn't been found yet. Maybe it's sitting in an old shoebox. Maybe it's waiting in your change jar. You won't know until you check. Even coins graded MS65 red or MS66 red are rare and can fetch $10,000 to $30,000 depending on the market. And values are only climbing as more collectors enter the space, competing for fewer top-tier coins. Here's something else to keep in mind, coin grading is everything. Two coins can look nearly identical to the naked eye, but one might grade 2 levels higher and be worth 10 times more. That's why sending it to a reputable grading service isn't optional. It's essential. And don't worry, you don't need to be a numismatist to spot a winner. If you find a 1929 penny that still gleams, with sharp details and no obvious wear, you've got something special. Even if it's not MS67, it could still be a highly valuable piece of history. But what if your coin isn't perfect? What if it has a strange feature or flaw? That could be a good thing. Mint errors from 1929 are not widely catalogued, making every new discovery a potential headline. Double strikes, die breaks, and planchet clips are some of the most desirable and can catapult a coin's value instantly. Take off-center strikes, for example. A 1929 cent struck 20 to 50% off-center with a full date and mint mark can be worth hundreds to thousands of dollars, even in lower condition. The key is rarity and visibility. The more dramatic the error, and the better its condition, the more collectors will pay. And it's not just about money. Owning a rare 1929 penny is like holding a piece of American resilience. This coin survived the Dust Bowl, the bread lines, and the worst financial collapse in U.S. history. And now, it might survive in your hands as a generational asset. That's why people collect. Not just to profit, but to preserve. To honor a legacy. To hold history. But of course, the money doesn't hurt. Especially when a 1-cent coin could cover your rent for a year, pay off your student loans, or fund a once-in-a-lifetime vacation. And here's the reality, there are fewer and fewer of these coins being discovered every year. As old estates are cleared out, and collections are passed down or liquidated, the best examples are being snapped up and locked away by high-end collectors. Which means the window is closing. Every year you wait is another chance lost. Every unexamined coin is a question mark. And every collector who acts now is getting ahead of the curve. Let's talk preservation. If you find a promising 1929 wheat penny, Store it properly. Use a soft plastic coin flip or an acid-free holder. Keep it away from heat, moisture, and human hands. Copper is sensitive. It reacts. One fingerprint can lower the grade, and the price. And if you're not sure what you're looking at, don't guess. Consult a professional. Local coin shops, online forums, and certified appraisers can help guide you before you submit for grading. Because make no mistake, this isn't just copper. It's potential. It's history. And for a lucky few, it's wealth. So let me ask you again. How many 1929 pennies are sitting in your home, completely ignored? How many have you walked past at flea markets, garage sales, or antique shops? That next overlooked coin might be the one that makes headlines. That puts your name in the auction books. That changes your life. Because the 1929 wheat penny isn't just about the past. It's about what you do next. So start searching. Start hoping. And maybe, start dreaming.